People have been telling jokes since the beginning of time, but where do jokes come from? Why do we laugh? Today we'll delve into the secret origins of one of the newest additions to joke lore on Jokes Through the Ages. That's what she said.
What a great way to bring sexual innuendo into a social setting.
For most of human history, women haven't been considered to be full people.
Usually they weren't allowed to get jobs. They weren't allowed to many times choose their husband, and they weren't allowed to get staffed on comedy jobs.
And men would use That's What She Said as a little jab about inequality.
Ascribing all kinds of, dialogue to their stupid wives.
One guy would say to another, I'm really excited to vote next week, and that's what she said. Psych, women can't vote.
They were sympathetic, and that's why they were making the joke, because that's what sympathy is. When you laugh about something you're not going to change. History tells us that there was one woman who's known as the first woman to say, "That's what she said."
Nora Banks was the first female to use That's What She Said.
Her husband was kind of this font of providing her setups.
Her husband would say things like,
"Nora, is this big enough for you?"
"I want to put one of those in my mouth."
"It's so slippery in my hand."
All the time, Nora's thinking, well, that's what she said.
One evening in the late 19th century, Edward Banks declined an invitation to a party.
He could not attend, so he said, "I won't be coming."
She had had enough.
She said, "That's what she said."
And that was what she said, actually. She said, "That's what she said."
Nora Banks is not only the Rosa Parks of That's What She Said, but I also find her to be the Rosa Parks of the civil rights movement.
History may have forgotten Nora Banks, but it did not forget the most famous deliverer of That's What She Said, which was Eleanor Roosevelt. Eleanor and her husband FDR had this historic debate about whether or not to enter World War II.
FDR would say things like, "The Germans aren't gonna come."
Eleanor, that's what she said.
"The British are soft."
Bam, that's what she said.
"The Japanese come from behind."
That's what she said.
Like a game of badminton.
2 days later, we were in World War II.
After World War II, That's What She Said sort of fell into obscurity.
People tried to mix up the format. That's what the cat said.
That's what she typed.
"That's what my dog said."
That's what no one said.
None of them really caught on. It was a dark day for That's What She Said.
Only until recently has the phrase been resurrected in Jesus Christ-like splendor.
The Office sort of started by making a joke about how exhausted That's What She Said had become.
They kind of brought it back from the dead and shot it in the face.
We would show them to you, but we can't afford it. That's actually what NBC said in a legal document. What began as a way for men to exclude women and to make fun of how they don't have rights became this symbol of female empowerment for years, and now sadly has ended up as a way to identify people who high-five too much.
There will be another Nora Banks, and when she comes, I will be ready. That's what she said. Home run. I think it might be back already.